Good friend Simon, I won't give his last name, but I worked with him for about 2 months. Might have been 6 weeks, but it seemed like a couple of months in Wisconsin. And by the way, people in Wisconsin are the racist people that I've ever seen in my life. Just for the people, because I am in the white community. People in the South, when I was a kid, we were racist, but it was weaned out of us. We were beat up with it, and it was beat over our head, and we were guilted out. And we were forced to be around African American people. So we realized these people aren't so bad. They're good people. That's what we realized. In Wisconsin, it's not that way. They had just people in Appleton, Wisconsin. Most everybody was white. And then when we'd go into Milwaukee and do our job, most everybody there was black. It was very sectioned off. And it had this kind of feel to it. But anyway, that's not why I'm making the video. In the video, Simon wasn't the first person to hear it. But there was another gentleman there. It was a young guy, real, about 6'3", just as easygoing, fun. They used to call you Little Dick. If you were them, you'd call you Baby Dick, and Big Dick is what they call you. And that's what they do. They make fun of you. It was good natured. Nobody was, it was just good-hearted fun. But anyway, one time he just said, I couldn't reach you for 2 or 3 days, and he said, fuck the world. That's what he said, fuck the world. And I remember about 3 weeks later, Simon said, fuck the world. So I just kind of assumed that was an expression in Wisconsin, fuck the world. And what does it mean? It just means that you're in such a dark, deep place. You don't want to deal with anybody. It's like the edge of consciousness. When you're like a baby is, there's nothing else there but you. You're on the edge of consciousness of things. And you find everything outside of that edge hostile, unknowable, scary, remote, dark, if you will, and you just want to stay away from it. And since that time, I got in touch with that kind of feeling, and I sensed it from these gentlemen that I was around, and they were good guys. They were good guys. It wasn't, especially Simon. He was one of the greatest guys I've ever known. He was awesome. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, as you grow up and you experience life, you get to the point where it's not going to really get any better. It might get worse. And so you just say, fuck it. That's your attitude. Fuck it. Because it's not. We look at this, essentially, we've got two fascists running for president. One we think is a liberal, but she's a fascist. She has no qualms against using force to get her way, overthrowing countries, blowing up countries, bullying people. And Mr. Trump has never done it, but he's a fascist in training. The stuff he talks about, blaming all our problems on people that are brown, making up lies about what happened on September 11th to buttress his case. These people aren't any good. There's no point in worrying about it. This thing is going to play out. Just like I'm looking at what happened in the Roman Empire when the hordes showed up, and there really weren't hordes according to the professor at Yale. When the hordes showed up in Rome, there wasn't anything left. Everybody had left. There was nothing there. They had already moved to Constantinople. That's what's happening here, folks. They've left. Anybody worth the darn is left. It's over. Enjoy it. We're going to have to build it up again. And neither one of these two Nimrods are going to do anything about it. Okay? And if they do, I'll be the first one to get on here and say I was wrong, just like I was wrong about little Marco Rubio getting to be the presidential nomination. I was wrong about that, and I was the first one to own up to it. So, peace out.